Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Whatever time y'all are tuning in, I appreciate y'all are here. Today's video, guys, is going to be about knife school. We're going to look at the history of Kinfolks, the entire history company, who started it, how it's linked to Case, because that's where they come up with the name of the company, Kinfolks, because they were mainly cousins to the Case family. So it's going to be cool. It's going to be real cool. But anyway, let's get over here on the table. We're going to be looking at two rare examples of the knives that Kinfolks made. And again, we're going to be going over the entire history of Kinfolks and how they started and how they ended up. So I just want to thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in today, and I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, guys, let's look at my trusty book, The Official Price Guide to Collector Knives, the 15th edition. The authors are C. Houston Price and Mark D. Zaleski. It was published in 2008. I highly recommend this book if you're going to be collecting knives and you love the history of knives. This is a great book to have. It's got about everything in there that you need, really do, on all the high power or the name brand collector knives. Very cool. Very good book. Anyway, let's see what they say about Kinfolks. Let's see. The brand name Kinfolks was derived from the fact that the company's founders were cousins. The company was formed in Little Valley, New York in 1927 by J. Russell Case, Dean J. Case, and Tent Chaplin. So let me tell you who these people are. J. Russell Case, or John Russell Case, was actually the founder of W.R. Case and Sons, which is the case that we all know today that's still in business. All right. His father, John Russell Case, his father was W.R. Case, which is William Russell Case. The father of William Russell Case is Job Case. So we got that determined who J. Russell Case is. That's John Case. But anyway, Dean J. Case, his father was Gene Case. And Gene Case is actually the brother to W.R. Case, or William Russell Case. And then Tent Chaplin, his father was John Brown Chaplin, who started Cattaraugus. And John Brown Chaplin married Thursa Case, which is W.R. Case and Gene Case's sister. So all three of them are cousins. And we're going to go over Gene Case, and we're going to go over Case brothers and everything like that in a few minutes. But anyway, it says here, Chaplin served as the company's first president and was succeeded in that office by Dean J. Case in 1929. The firm produced sheath knives, household knives, razors, hatchets, and pocket knives. The majority of its knife production was in sheath knives, and a large number were made for World War II military use. In addition to knives stamped Kinfolks USA, the factory also produced knives marked Gene Case or J Case until it ceased operation in 1948. Remember, Gene Case is the father of Dean J Case. Okay. Former employee Emerson Case, as president of Robeson Cutlery Company, purchased the rights of the Kinfolks trademark in 1958. We're going to learn about Emerson Case and how they're kin too. Robeson made a line of approximately 10 knives bearing the Kinfolks brand and marketed them through Robeson dealers. These knives usually did not have a tang stamp, only a blade etch, and many of them featured Robeson strawberry bone handles. The Kinfolks stamping was dropped when Robeson was sold to Cutler Federal in 1965. During the 1990s, Tennessee River Valley Knife Association produced a series of knives marked with the Kinfolks script stamping. The knives are of good quality, but are not to be confused with the originals. So there you go. Anyway, we're fixing to learn about Emerson Case now. Emerson Case was actually the grandson of Gene Case. Gene and Ida Case actually raised Emerson and his sister because in 1903, Elliot Gene Case, which is the son of Gene Case, died of typhoid fever. So Emerson Case was really raised by Mr. Gene and Ida Case. But anyway, he was the owner or the president of Robeson Cutlery Company at one time. That's pretty cool. See how they're all connected, guys? It's so cool how they all are connected somehow. Anyway, let's look at a couple of knives made by, I have a Kinfolks knife and also have a Gene Case knife. And I'll tell you how, I don't forget how I got the Kinfolks knife, but I do know how I got the Gene Case knife. But I love this stuff, guys. Love the history of it. I really do, really do. And this is a great book again. But here are the two knives. This is actually a Kinfolks knife. You see that right there? That's a telltale sign. A circle with a K, 380. It's kind of like how the Ragas was. It had a circle with 3 C's in the circle. So I'm sure they got that from Cattaraugus, which was Tent Chaplin's father. It's so cool. Anyway, you see Kinfolks right there. See there? Kinfolks. This is the older one because it said it had a blade etch up here if it was made by Robeson. And most of them, they only did 10 knives, and most of them had the strawberry, the handles, which was known for what it's that's kind of their thing back in the day that Robeson did, that strawberry bone. But look here, you see it, Kinfolks right there. USA up underneath. But that's one of them. And I love that finger groove right there. But I forgot where I found this knife at. But it's a great find, though. I couldn't believe it was a Kinfolks when I did find it. But ain't it beautiful, though? Great shape. Awesome shape. But there it is right there. And then, guys, this knife was sent in to me by Mr. Kendall Stoltz from Tennessee. He sent me several knives, but he did send me this one. You see it's Gene Case right there, Cutlery Company, Little Valley, New York. But Kinfolks actually made this knife. Ain't that cool? But this is an old one now. Old one. I love it. But again, Mr. Gene Case was the father of Dean Case. And also a good thing about Dean, one thing about Mr. Gene Case, he was one of the brothers. There was 3 brothers that started Case Brothers. W.R. Case did not have a thing to do with Case Brothers Cutlery Company. All 4 of the brothers, which I have on here. Hang on one second. The 4 brothers that worked for Cattaraugus, which was John Brown Chaplin, which was Tent Chaplin's father. All 4 of the brothers worked for Mr. John Brown Chaplin. It was W.R. Case, Gene Case, John Case, and Andrew Case. But the 3 brothers that started Case Brothers was Gene Case, John Case, and Andrew Case. Okay? But actually, Gene Case is the one that actually come up with the double X tested. Ain't that cool? So that is so cool. I love this stuff, man. I love the history of these knives. But you see it's very well made. Very solid steel. This knife's in great shape. But there it is. The J is gone right there. But that's an E. Gene Case Cutlery Company. Little Valley, New York. I love this stuff, y'all. And this is Kinfolks right here. Love that little finger groove. It's just got jimping on the back right there. It's a solid knife. But there it is right there. And again, you just barely see that Kinfolk. USA. Ain't that awesome? Very, very cool. But this is the only ones I have of that side of the history of Case. And I love it. I really do. Good stuff, y'all. Good stuff. Hoorah. Well, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed the video today. I just love the history of these knives, guys. The old USA made knives. I love reading about how these companies got started, who married who to form other companies, who worked for who. I guarantee if you read deep enough, you will find out that all these companies are intertwined, just like we keep finding out. I love it. I really do. And then you got H.M. Platts, who married Debbie Case. Debbie Case was actually the sister of John Russell Case, or Russ Case, who was the founder of W.R. Case and Sons. And the sons at it used to be W.R. Case and Son from 1902 up to 1905. Okay, in 1905, they brung H.M. Platts because he was a son-in-law to W.R. Case, which is the father of Russ Case and Debbie Case. So it became W.R. Case and Sons up to about 1911. Well, it was still W.R. Case and Sons, but just changed it to Case in the teens, and up, in which we know 1920 it was just Case tested. But anyway, H.M. Platts and Debbie Case moved out to Boulder, Colorado, and started Western. Ain't that awesome? It was Western States Cutlery and Manufacturing Company. Ain't that awesome? That's what I'm talking about, guys. It's just so intertwined. I love it. I really do. And then Case Brothers, formed by Andrew, John, and Gene Case. And Gene Case is the one that come up with double X tested. Okay? And W.R. Case and Sons didn't get that the double X tested logo until about 1914. That's when Case Brothers went out of business because their factory burned down like in 1912. They rebuilt and they could not overcome that. Anyway, and that's when W.R. Case and Sons got the rights to use double X tested on all their blades, and the rest is history. Love it. I love it. Well, guys, I hope y'all learned something today. Love this knife school stuff, man. I just love these knives. Still in awesome shape. Gene Case, made by Kinfolks, and this is actually a true Kinfolks knife. Love it, man. Good stuff. It really is. Good stuff. Very well made. You can see how the pommel is round. That's a telltale sign it's old. Very old. Love it. Well, guys, thank y'all again so much. And I just want to remind y'all about the Ellaville Knife Show is coming up November 15th. Okay, November the 15th. It'll be here before you know it. Can't wait to see everyone I've met last year, and I can't wait to meet new folks. It's going to be a great day. The whole knife crew is going to be there. We've got several YouTube channels that's coming in. We're going to have food trucks. It's going to be an awesome time. And I'm working with the town. They haven't confirmed it yet, but I'm trying to get them to do like a market days uptown where people will be set up uptown. So it'll be not only be coming to the knife show, you get to actually hit some vendors in town there. So it's going to be a great day for the town of Ellaville. So it's going to be cool. It's going to be cool. Well, guys, thank y'all again so much for tuning in today. I want to say God bless to each and every one of y'all. Until we meet again, guys, y'all be like a good night. Stay sharp.
It's calling me, like the rainbow. It's calling me, like the rainbow. The rainbow.
Music to my ears.